What is up, guys? Welcome to Show Stopping Wrestling's This Week in Wrestling, the 16th of January. We're already ploughing through. If you are new here, please do like and subscribe to us down below. Head over and follow us on Twitter at ShowStopWrestle. All of that can be found in the description box down below. This week's been a thing.
Nothing too special. Really?
Nah, nothing too special. There's been a few good highlights of the week, but
yeah,
nothing
Chad Gable got given a title.
Yeah, that was. I genuinely did not see that coming as a title switch on Raw. First, let's start with the news. First off, just within the last hour of recording this, Mustafa Ali has publicly asked for his release from the WWE. Not surprising, really. He's not been on TV for quite some time now. I can't remember the last time he was actually on TV, to be honest, at this point.
Let's be honest, it's been misused anyway, especially the last couple of years.
Yeah, and he's an incredible talent. Like, he really is a great talent. They just
gave him a shit character.
Yeah, as always seems to be the case at the moment. You know, get some good talent in there and just misuse them. But there we are. There was also, but actually, going back to that quickly. Historically, when talent has publicly come out and asked for their release, WWE hasn't granted it. But at the same time, they've released like 80 plus talents in the last 12 months. So maybe they just won't care now, and they'll give it to him, because it'd be hard when they're using budget as the excuse for why they let all those people go. I don't really think they can justify not letting him go if he asks.
He's just sitting at home.
Yeah, exactly. If he's just sitting at home and they keep on citing budget issues as their reason for releasing people, which is bullshit.
They keep having record-breaking fucking years at the moment, the last few years. But yeah, we'll just sack everyone.
Yeah, exactly. All that's it. It's if we keep on sacking them, then we. Do
you think we could start a campaign just about save Triple H from WWE?
So yeah, well, talk about that. Let's talk about that briefly. The word has gone around this week that Bruce Pritchard is now in control of creative at NXT. So the way in which Raw and SmackDown has been working basically for the past year and a bit, 2 years, has been that there's a creative team that reports to someone, and that person then reports to Bruce Pritchard. And it's the same person that's now going to be moving over to NXT alongside Bruce Pritchard to do that creative. It's said to be temporary. That maybe it's just while Triple H is still in recovery or whatever, but you know, it doesn't look good. They've completely changed what he created.
Well, yeah, but it's the shite. I just think, let's be honest. If Triple H managed to leave that company, both AEW and WWE are fucked. He could start a company and fucking ruin both of them. Especially with all the talent that they've released, because the talent that's all been released will love Triple H.
What's funny is like Vince gave Hunter NXT to make his baby. He made it his baby. He made it very successful. He didn't want to go head to head.
He was doing the best fucking TV show WWE were doing.
Yeah, he did not want to go head to head with AEW. That was not a Triple H call. He was more than happy to move nights and stay away from AEW. He did not make that call. They were on the network. They weren't on broadcast television. But then AEW's announced that suddenly they're on USA and they're going to go head to head and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it failed. Obviously, it was going to fail because AEW is a bigger show than NXT, And then Triple H basically gets punished for it. And it's like, what did they think was going to happen there? I don't know. It blows my mind. But so instead, we've got Bruce Pritchard, the man who has been with the company for like 40 years probably at this point. Like, he's been with him, I think, since like the mid-80s, late 80s.
Do you mean on and off?
Yeah, on and off. Yeah, because obviously he was with Impact for a while and all that. But yeah, on and off. He's been with them since like the mid-80s. When you think the core people around Vince McMahon with Nick Khan removed from this, is Kevin
What a
Dunn,
dick.
Michael Hayes, John Laurinaitis, and Bruce Pritchard. You think, where's the new blood coming in here? Like, no wonder that everything seems to be so stale when you're still relying on all those old guys to do everything, you know. But there we are. And
well, let's be honest, I don't think their offices are doing that well anyway. You got Triple H with his heart condition and being pushed out. Stephanie in trouble.
Oh yeah, Stephanie's in big trouble. A lot of them are in big trouble. There is an antitrust lawsuit currently going through against WWE, basically saying that they tampered with MLW contracts, and they tried to put pressure on Vice Network to not show MLW. That there's a claim out there that Triple H personally called Madison Square Garden to tell them not to allow the Ring of Honor show to go ahead. There's an awful lot out there at the moment. Obviously, WWE has completely rejected this and said it's complete rubbish. WWE's lawyers issued a statement basically saying the reason that Vice didn't pick up MLW is because no one watches MLW. That was basically what the WWE's lawyers said. So, but yeah, it seems like Stephanie's embroiled in a lot of this with her or her department having supposedly made lots of these moves to try and stop companies getting deals. It's a bit.
Well, you know, she was put in charge of getting the brand better, so she could try and stop other people. She's doing a job.
yeah. How to better our brand? I know. Kill all the competition. Just make sure no competition exists.
Well, it's what her dad did, didn't he?
Yeah. That's very true. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. It's a bit of a weird one. But obviously, that's gonna. WWE's lawyers have claimed that they haven't actually even been served with this lawsuit yet, so they haven't seen the bundles, they haven't seen the files for it yet. So they commented having not seen any information.
So basically, their lawyers, when that file arrives, are going to go shit because of how fucked they are.
Yeah. They go, maybe we shouldn't have commented before we saw it. But also talking about you mentioned record profits. WWE is going to be announcing their full year 2021 year profits February 3rd, Thursday, February 3rd, with the usual press conference call where Nick Khan will probably take charge and Vince McMahon will sit quietly in the background like a good little boy, like he has been in the last year or so. You know, he knows his place as second in command.
Yeah, Nick Khan. We don't have a wrestling company.
Yeah. Well,
we sell T-shirts.
Yeah. Well, isn't that funny? Isn't that what Triple H called AEW? He called them a T-shirt company.
Well, yeah, but you can't blame it. It is a bit of a for what they've always been their big claim to fame for the young, for the all elite. Like, is we can smash your T-shirt records.
But talking about WWE and AEW, there was a comment made in a Toronto Sun interview just yesterday, I believe it was, which I'll put the full excerpt up on the screen for anyone who wants to read it. But essentially, it says that if you look at the gory self-mutilation that bloodied several women in the December 31st event on TNT, it quickly becomes clear that these are very different businesses. We had an edgier product in the Attitude Era, and in a 2022 world, we don't believe that type of dangerous and brutal display is appealing to network partners, sponsors, venues, children, or the general public as a whole.
Yeah, we all loved it.
Yeah, you know, it got rave reviews. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure numbers went up for AEW's ratings that week.
Anna Jay is a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
The ball wrapped barbed wire around your neck.
I'll say this as like devil's advocate on WWE's behalf to not really defend what they're saying, because I think what they're saying is bullshit, but they have a slight point in that, and this Dave Meltzer mentioned it himself on the Wrestling Observer Radio today, where he said it could be said that that's true. In that, do you remember the Domino's pizza advert that popped up alongside when Nick Gage was pizza cuttering Chris Jericho's face on that Dynamite? Domino's pulled their advertising because of it. So there is actually something to it that nowadays lots of advertisers, major advertisers, don't want to be associated with it. And Dave Meltzer said that that's what UFC's struggle has always been, is trying to get advertisers because they don't want to be associated with the blood and the batteredness and all that stuff. So maybe there is something to it, but also this is coming from the company that only a few years ago had Brock Lesnar hard way open up Randy Orton's head, had Kevin Owens headbutt a 75-year-old man on TV and bust him open. You know,
and had Logan Paul on their TV, who's known for killing sponsors.
Yeah. They had Logan Paul on their TV, who showed a man hanging himself in the suicide forest in Japan. Like, they are not the moral arbiters that I think they're trying to fucking portray themselves as. It is interesting though. It's an interesting thing. It's interesting that they even commented on it, because they tend to try and just not say anything about AEW. They tend to try and stay away from it, but they're clearly wanting to fight. We also have the news that it's not official yet. It's not been properly announced, but the Elimination Chamber is likely going to be next month's Saudi show. And
Saudi show. Whoa.
And it's likely going to be called WrestleMania Elimination Chamber.
Is that why? Is it Musha? What's his name? The one who's Saudi? The one they always bring out.
That
month that leads into Saudi.
Yeah,
I wondered why he was on TV.
That's why he's back on TV again. He's actually really quite good, but it is true they only bring him out just because they need him on.
Because I wondered why all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's now teamed up with Cesaro.
Yeah, because they're clearly positioning it for the Saudi show. Dave Meltzer actually made me laugh on Twitter this week, because I know people criticised him for it, but he said, the irony of calling something Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia, where they summarily execute people, and he put something like, I assume they're running an Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia because Auschwitz wasn't available. Yeah, he is so like anti WWE Saudi shows, which is fair enough. We all are. Fuck that deal. But and people like piled on at Dave about it, and Dave was like, "I'm Jewish. I lost family members in the Holocaust. You sons of bitches. I'm not mocking it. I'm saying how hypocritical they are." Honestly, Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia, just a joke. But I guess
is that why they put WrestleMania in it?
Yeah, I don't understand why they're doing that. Like WrestleMania Backlash last year, I don't get it.
I don't understand why they got to keep doing 2 nights of WrestleMania.
See, I quite like that, but really that's because it's double the money and it's double the ticket revenue. But I get the idea that the WrestleMania name sells. Like, people see WrestleMania, it sells because it's a big brand. But does it not water down the name WrestleMania just to keep on putting it in the title of everything? It seems a bit bizarre to me, like the WrestleMania Royal Rumble or something next year.
Maybe WrestleMania is going to be the Royal Rumble next year. Who knows?
yeah, who knows? They're
going to have 4 WrestleManias next year.
Just put one a month, and just call every pay-per-view WrestleMania and hope for the best. There was also a potential leak. Now, this hasn't been confirmed as being accurate, but it seems like it probably is accurate, that this is the cover of WWE 2K22 this year. Rey Mysterio.
They really are quite high on Rey Mysterio for this game this year, aren't they?
Yeah, and like he seems. Do you know what the thing is? He's such a recognizable figure, isn't he? At the end of the day, whereas like they've used The Rock and Austin, Cena, and all them, like using Rey as someone different, but he's got such a recognizable image.
So does this mean we're going to get the Rey Mysterio 2K story thing?
I think that is I think that sounds like that is the case, that he's doing the is it called Showcase? I think that's what they call it, right?
I
The
think
Showcase
that's
thing.
what it is.
Yeah, and then you also get WWE as a pre-order bonus is a WWE 2K Undertaker Immortal pack, and that gives you 3 different Undertakers: the Phantom Mask Undertaker, which has never been in the game before, Lord of Darkness Undertaker, the Boneyard Match Undertaker as well.
Yeah, Boneyard, the best Undertaker ever, the hybrid.
Yeah, so they're doing that, and then there's so you've got the 2K22 Deluxe Edition and the 2K22 NWO for Life Edition. We don't know what that means, but that's obviously that I'm assuming, what, when they did like the Ric Flair one and all that, and like the John Cena one, I assume this year is NWO's turn, which could be kind of cool, I suppose. But
Well, Hulk Hogan bandana.
yeah, little black swatch. It could be from fucking anywhere.
One of bloody Hulk Hogan's ripped bloody vest.
I have a swatch of Hulk Hogan's ripped vest. I have from WCW days a Hulkster ringside rarity.
You sad bastard. Me personally, I'd burn it.
I got that bought for me when I was about 10 years old, and I've had it all this time. But yeah, that's an old WCW trading card from 1999. Yeah, I had that bought for me years and years ago. Quite weird, isn't it? It is. An NWO thing could be quite interesting. I find it so strange though. The game comes out in like 2 months? I think the 20-something of March, and we know nothing. Nothing has officially been announced for this game yet. No cover star. No, you can't even pre-order the damn thing yet. Like if you go on Game or anything, it's not up for pre-order.
Well, it's a bit like trying to get one of the modern day consoles these days.
Yeah. I that's so weird how we're so close and yet there's nothing there. Strange. So what did you make of let's start with WWE. What did you make of Raw and SmackDown?
Oh, well, Raw's Raw. You got the interesting thing going on between Lashley and Brock. That was interesting because at the moment Brock's gold. So
yeah, and there was a line in there where knock knock, who's there? Bobby who? Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. I thought that was brilliant.
There's literally he's in a world of his own right now, and this is the best version of bloody Brock.
Oh yeah. He is 100. He's like in a league out there. Like it's so good.
So I've got carry on.
I was worried when they brought Heyman back with Brock that they were going to stop Brock talking. I'm so glad that isn't the case, and they've got a new dynamic.
Well, I can't wait to see how the story continues on a bit more with Roman and that, because it was a good last week's SmackDown was quite an interesting one when all 3 of them were in the ring.
Yeah, I'm glad they're sort of going their separate ways, and they're clearly going to come back again together after the Rumble because
to unifying the belts. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dave Meltzer was saying that the plan for Mania is still Seth Rollins versus Big E for one title and Brock versus Roman for the other. So how they get there, I don't know, but maybe they change it to Seth versus Bobby or whatever. But apparently that was still their plan as of a couple of weeks ago. But
could you imagine getting the Universal World Heavyweight WWE Championship?
Please God, don't. It's a headache just thinking about it. The Universal WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Oh no, that's a terrible thing. But
Chad Gable was also finally given a championship.
Yeah, I genuinely did not see that coming at all. I think it's well deserved. Good on them, but yeah, I really didn't see that coming.
No, I wasn't expecting it.
And Randy was pinned clean. That was the weird thing. It was a clean victory. It wasn't even like a dodgy.
The thing that's irritating with this story so far is they've kind of shat on Chad for this storyline with this, where he's the proper weak link, and then the other one just is unstoppable. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know why it came to my mind the other day. Charlie Haas has just started wrestling again. He's not been in the ring for years, and he appeared. I can't remember who he appeared for the other day, but he signed a deal to appear and start gearing up wrestling again. And all I kept thinking was, God, I'd really like to see Charlie Haas and Chad Gable together because they're so. Like, I don't know what it is. He just reminds me of Charlie Haas, like right, that sort of stature and the wrestling style. I don't know why, but yeah, that I hope that would be a cool one to come back if him and Shelton Benjamin could reunite again. We could have a little bit of a team angle again.
Would Chad Gable being the new Kurt Angle?
Yeah, with Chad. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much on Raw. We had
you got Doudrop getting ready to now and go for the women's championship.
Yeah, and we had like the Miz and Maurice thing.
That was quite good, actually.
That was quite interesting, and I'm actually looking forward to that match. I reckon that could be quite a sleeper hit. That the tag match at the Rumble. Do we think
Beth's gonna bleed this time?
No, because you can't have gory self-mutilation of women on TV. God damn it! We said it 24 hours ago.
Thing is, I love that they're saying about this now because AEW is doing it, but when Impact was doing it, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah. It's funny. They just pick and choose when to give a shit about anything. So, SmackDown, we had there was a couple of noteworthy bits in there. We had obviously the return of Lita. With Charlotte.
That could be an interesting one.
That could be quite interesting.
I do hope Charlotte gets eliminated first.
That'd be so funny. Could you imagine? She's in there for about a minute. I mean, it's weird though because you've got Lita saying she's never been in a Royal Rumble before, when she definitely has.
I'm pretty sure she was in the first one and the one after, wasn't she?
Yeah. I remember her. I remember her in the first one. I don't remember any others, but yeah, she's definitely been in a Royal Rumble. You're probably right. She probably was, but I can't really picture what the other Rumbles were. But yeah, she definitely has. That was bizarre, but that could be quite interesting. There's currently, I think, 19 women announced for the Women's Royal Rumble, including, of course, current Impact Knockout World Champion, Women's Champion, Mickie James.
She's winning it. She's winning it all, right?
Yeah, my biggest fear with this is that they're going to have her come in and they're going to eliminate her in about 4 seconds. But I hope she would just refuse because she doesn't work for them anymore. She doesn't have to do their shit. So
I was quite surprised in the end about her coming back, especially after she was only just fired a few months ago. And
how they did it, where they sent all her shit in the black bags. It wasn't as if it was a nice amicable split either. But also good for Mickie James because she's having a hell of a run at Impact. And I watched her main event match on Too Hard to Kill, and it was very, very good, like incredible. She's an incredible talent. Like why on earth they got rid of her?
Let's be honest, she was someone who actually in the end helped develop the Impact Women's division back in the day. Yeah.
I don't know why they just think of her as like another talent. WWE. They've never really utilized how goddamn good she is. It's strange. She was doing like the women's revolution stuff long before WWE started doing started highlighting it. We also had quite a good moment, I thought, between Roman and Seth on SmackDown this week. I thought that was quite fun.
I can't believe Roman thinks he's better than the Shield now.
I know. He's above it now. I enjoyed Roman had a line somewhere in there which was something like that Seth's not even the top star in his own home or something like that.
Yeah. If I was going to pick someone, I'll end up picking, well, not you. You wouldn't even be the one I pick in your own home.
Oh, that was genius. Also, Seth's outfits get more and more outlandish by the week. They just get.
So does his wife.
Yeah, they're like trying to one up each other. It's so funny. That should be a really good match, Roman versus Seth. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but I just love the way it's come out of nowhere. This is the thing that I like to do. I can pick anyone I like, but I'm going to make sure I pick a Raw guy.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Sean Ross Sapp on one of his podcasts this week said something like they could have really easily made sense of this just by saying, Seth has been promised a one-on-one championship match for months now, and people keep getting added to the match.
Mm-hmm.
It could have very easily just been like, he deserves it. Done. There we go. Ready made.
Does he though? Does he deserve it?
Oh no, but I mean, they had a ready-made story
someone to sort out some of his fashion for him. I think him and Edge need to go on a shopping spree together. Edge can buy in some clothes.
I know.
Brock will settle him down.
Brock just go and buy some denim and a big coat, and that's Brock's fashion sorted, and some cowboy boots. I know you didn't. You've yet to watch NXT this week, but for me there was actually one of the highlights of the week from all wrestling shows was AJ versus Grayson Waller. There was a part in this match where Grayson Waller was on the outside of the ring, and he'd done a twisting rolling dive through the ropes, leaped up and hit a stunner on AJ, and it's one of the smoothest transitions into a move I've ever seen.
He's freaking amazing.
It genuinely so good. He stands to be quite a big star if they handle him correctly. Same as Braun Breaker. They've actually got some decent talent again in NXT, which after
you're saying they didn't have decent talent in NXT before.
No, what I was about to say was they've finally got some decent talent since Vince kept on purging and taking all their good talent and just leaving the odd couple of decent top stars like Gargano and Ciampa. But obviously Ciampa's now done as well. He's going to be probably debuting on the main roster soon. This is him this week on Main Event with his dyed beard. They got rid of the grey. They obviously didn't like the grey. He was doing the dark match, him and Pete Dunne. So they're clearly both.
I thought Pete Dunne was done. I didn't think he wanted to go up.
Well, they're obviously pulling him up, and because they even they had Pete Dunne versus Tony D'Angelo in a crowbar on a pole match.
The rematch.
Yeah. Just so everyone as well, WWE has now done more pole matches than Vince Russo ever booked in his career without Vince being involved in them, and yet somehow Vince Russo is the one who gets mocked for liking pole matches. WWE's does more. They've done more since Vince Russo than they ever did with Vince Russo there. He only booked 5 ever. I hate the gimmick. I think
but I think he booked a few more on TNA though. Yeah,
and he booked a couple in WCW which were shit. Viagra on a pole match, Judy Bagwell on a forklift, those sorts of things. But crowbar on a pole match. It was a good match, but they're obviously moving Pete Dunne and Ciampa on, which is such a shame because they're going to go the way of so many others.
What Impact or AEW?
yeah, exactly. When their contracts expire. What do you think of Dynamite?
I quite enjoyed Dynamite.
Yeah, so I think
I can't wait for the big part to happen though with Wardlow on his just destroying the group.
Yeah, and Wardlow just annihilating Punk with just a symphony of power bombs. Just power bomb was brilliant.
Wardlow definitely deserved to win that match. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was smart how they sort of got themselves out of it. Also, for any wrestling historian out there, they can go and have a look because CM Punk done a tribute basically in that match to Bret Hart. So the end of that match was literally the finish of an old Bret Hart match, side by side. He just copied the whole roll up and everything. I think it was Bret Hart versus Diesel, where Diesel was doing the power bombs to Bret, and then Bret rolled him up for the win out of nowhere. So that was basically they just done Diesel versus Bret again with Wardlow and Punk.
So CM Punk can't get his own ideas. Is that what you're telling me?
CM Punk's been really it's been quite cool since he's come back. Every single match he's taken a classic match and tried to play around with it and do something new with it. So
he can't come up with his own ideas.
No, he's paying tribute to.
Oh, that's what someone says when they have no ideas.
Yeah. Hey, it takes a very smart person to be able to work all these classics in there. they did it with him and Darby. They had a sequence which was like identical to I can't remember if it was Brett versus Owen. I can't remember that, but it was another Brett match where they worked like
So basically he's doing all of Brett's ideas.
Oh yeah, because CM Punk has said a million times that Bret Hart is the best wrestler ever, and that he should have been the lead star and not Hogan, basically. So Punk clearly draws so much inspiration from him. But I reckon the person who's going to be the first person to get that 10 power bombs straight is going to be MJF. When there's the inevitable turn, Wardlow MJF, and they have that story after Punk stumbled in, they 100% he's going to powerbomb the living shit out of MJF.
Well, he's got to get through Sean first, ain't he, next week?
Yeah. Well, maybe Sean Spears will be the first one to get 10 and MJF will be the first one to get like 20. There was also you had the return of Lance Archer to TV.
Oh yeah.
That's a nice story for Hangman.
I love the way people just suddenly return these days, and I thought their rankings mattered.
Yeah, it is weird. Like when they fancy using their rankings, then they'll matter. Otherwise, not so much.
At least in the tag team division right now, it matters because if you're in the top 5, you can have a title match.
Yeah. Also, I mean, talking about tag teams and stuff. Britt Baker and Adam Cole are actually on TV with one another now.
Yeah, I know.
Which I thought that was quite good. I
bet the Young Bucks are jealous because I don't get to kiss them on the cheek anymore.
Yeah, I did like that when they tried to do the kiss. And she was like, no, that's for me. That's smart. And we had the debut of Brody King. So he's now going to be Malachi Black. Their team name is Kings of the Black Throne. And I think that's one of the coolest sounding team names ever.
Well, I know you're what, because Black he's said about he's always wanted to do a group.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so I think that could be quite interesting. Like he's got his like the Undertaker's ministry, he's got like his dark group to go up against the some of the other teams in AEW because there's so many factions in AEW now.
Can I quickly ask? Why do we have an interim TNT champion?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I think because Cody got COVID, so he won the title and then immediately got COVID and had to be written off of TV for the Battle of the Belts. And obviously, they had their show, the Battle of the Belts, where they wanted all of the titles to be defended. And because Cody had COVID, they decided to do it as an interim title match between Sammy Guevara and Dustin Rhodes. For some reason, so basically they just put the title back on Sammy whilst Cody's out, and then when Cody comes back, he can beat Sammy again, and they move on and go back to where they were. I suppose to be fair, it's what legitimate sports do. It's what boxing does, what UFC does. I suppose they're trying something different. I don't mind it. I think it's a good idea.
It's called jumping the gun a bit though when someone's got COVID, so they're only going to be out for normally about 10 days.
Yeah, it was weird. I think if they didn't have the Battle of the Belts show booked, I don't think they would have done it.
Well, why would you not just tell the story of Dustin's going to defend the belt for Cody right now?
Yeah. Like Cody could have nominated.
Because originally when I saw it come up, that's kind of what I originally thought was happening when I saw it advertised those two, and then was like, oh, what? Yeah, for the interim, and you're like, well, all right.
Yeah, it's true. They could have just done that, but yeah, I don't know. I assume, like as you say, it's only going to be like a 2-week thing, so it is a bit of a weird thing to do. Like if he was going to be out for 6 months or whatever, then fair enough. Strip him or bring an interim in. But yeah, when chances are maybe a month max, like if he's suffering with long COVID or whatever, but I shouldn't think he probably is. I don't really know, but yeah, I think there was a few good bits on this week. I mean, we've got the Royal Rumble coming soon. The Royal Rumble is always my favorite show of the year. I always loved the Rumble, and I don't know who's going to win either of them this year at all. I couldn't even hazard a guess.
I'm hoping and praying when it comes to the women's, Liv Morgan does go in it and wins.
Yeah, they could do Liv. I'm just trying to think who else.
Or it's going to suddenly be Lita.
Yeah,
to beat Charlotte, or to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
she says she's got one more run in her.
Or a returning like Bailey if Bailey's ready, but I don't think she is. I think the word on the street now is that it's sort of March time that she's due to be cleared. But we hear that all the time around Royal Rumble season that people are due later and then they pop up in the Rumble. So obviously Sasha is going to be out for the Rumble because she's got, I believe, a broken foot. So she's definitely out.
There goes her as on Mania match with Trish Stratus.
Yeah, so she's definitely out. The men's, I haven't got a clue where they go with the men's. Like, really don't.
Because what I also find quite funny is when they advertise it, it's mostly Raw people that are in it.
Yeah, I think there's only like 2 SmackDown guys actually announced at the moment, if I remember rightly. But the thing is, they haven't. Everyone that's
it's going to be Johnny Knoxville that wins it all, ain't it?
Oh, please, for the love of God! Everyone that sort of they've been positioning as meaning something recently has either already won the Rumble, already main evented WrestleMania, or doesn't really need the Rumble to be in a big spot. So I'm very confused who's going to win, unless they do have like Big E win it, so that he can go up against. Maybe if they do Bobby versus Seth and then Bobby versus Seth versus Big E or whatever, maybe Big E wins it. Like that could work maybe, but. There's on SmackDown side of it, they've only announced Sheamus, Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Sami Zayn, and Kofi Kingston. And
technically, SmackDown did also announce Johnny Knoxville.
Well, he's confirmed that he's down as a special guest entrant, and then you've got Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, Austin Theory, Austin Theory's not a bad shout. Damian Priest, AJ Styles, Big E. And with the women, you've got Rhea Ripley, Nikki Ash, Dana Brooke, Carmella.
Oh, yeah, talking about Nikki Ash and the weird turn on things on Raw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was just bizarre. And to be honest, the one that I thought was going to do the smashing of people was actually Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I don't know why. I never feel like they have anything actually planned for Nikki. I always feel like they just do things and think, we'll figure something out later.
Because what she did wasn't very superhero-ish.
No, hopefully they can drop the stupid gimmick.
Maybe she'll come nearly as a super villain.
Please don't shave her head and go like full Lex Luthor or something.
It's a bit extreme.
Why is it?
Why she got to shave her head? What?
Why not? Because Lex Luthor was bold.
Yeah, but she's a female. She doesn't have to be Lex Luger. There's multiple other.
Not Lex Luger. Not Lex Luger. That's a whole different ball game. Lex Luthor.
What? Early Lex Luger or the older Lex Luger?
Yeah. Well, maybe she like shoots up a load of steroids and jacks up, and then she can be Lex Luger. Yeah. No. See, I think I really don't know. I don't know where they go with the men's Rumble. Really, the women's. I think they could do a million different things because if they've got returns, then it's fine. If they want to do a legend, they can do a legend.
Do you think they're going to get John Cena to come back? So, because John Cena's won what? Has he actually won a Royal Rumble? Oh yeah, he did. He won that one where he returned back, didn't he?
Yeah.
The one where the one that he was never supposed to make it back in 4 times from his
when he came out number 30.
I still find that story funny though with John Cena on that one when it come to actually having his neck surgery. He had the neck surgery and then he goes, "Can I go to the arena?" And we wasn't expecting him to go out and talk to.
He won he's won 2. He won the 2008 Rumble and the 2013 Rumble.
Well, that means he's got to come back and win 2 more and hold the record.
Yeah, don't, because they probably will do that. Like, actually,
and both times he could then go back win at WrestleMania the night before lose the title. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't mind
18-time John Cena.
Cena's run last year, I really enjoyed that. I'm all for Cena coming back once a year, doing a story and leaving again.
Well, at the moment he's too busy getting naked on TV at the moment, so
getting very naked on TV, like constantly, like just walking around in his underwear.
There hasn't been an episode where he hasn't had his arse out.
No, he clearly is very proud of himself. But if you haven't watched Peacemaker, go and watch Peacemaker. It is hilarious.
Especially if you love John Cena, he's naked a fair bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the main draw. He's very, very good in it. It's like genuinely like he's the way in which he's making
You think
his
Rock's shitting himself now because he's like that bollocks? He outdid me in wrestling. He's now going to outdo me in the acting world.
because like I've said this a million times. Like I love The Rock, I love stuff he's in or whatever. But The Rock plays one character in every film he does, and which is The Rock. He just plays the same character everywhere. You watch Jungle Cruise and Jumanji next to one another. He's playing the same character, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
but you can't knock him on the second Jumanji because he does the accent really fucking well.
yeah. Like it's funny, like it isn't really a knock. It's just that's who they want. They just want The Rock to be The Rock, basically. Just go in there and be big, muscly Rock. Where Cena's actually showing he's quite good. He's like Batista, actually showing that they're actually really quite good. It's like a new breed of wrestling actors. You've not got the Hulk Hogan, Mr. Nanny, Thunder in Paradise shit acting. You've actually got decent acting in wrestling. Yeah. The one thing I am looking forward to with The Rock though is Black Adam. I think that's really good.
Yeah, they actually filmed that yet, or is it?
I think it's. I don't know if it's in production or pre-production, to be honest. But obviously they've.
Let's be honest, that's been spoken about for about fucking 5 years now.
Oh yeah, they've. Oh yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out July 29th, 2022. So yeah, it's already filmed clearly in post-production. There we go. Yeah. But anyway, that is it for this week in wrestling. Please do like and subscribe if you're new. Head over and follow us on Twitter at ShowStopWrestle, Facebook, and all that down in the links down below. And we'll be back next week for another weekly review.
Don't remember, save Triple H.
Oh yeah, #save Triple H. We are out.